Woo! What up, what up? Oh, what up? It's your boy Rialand Jones, a.k.a. the Fat Assassin. And I'm out of breath. Not breath. Breath. Man. When dominoes fall, can't stop it. Both positive and negative.
So here's a big question. How can people like us, people who struggle with health or weight loss, people who maybe have some self-esteem or self-confidence challenges, or people who just want to improve their lives but can't quite put their finger on where to start or what they need to do next? How do we make changes in a way that improves our situation but doesn't seem impossible or overwhelming to do so we can start to live better lives? That's the big question, and on this podcast, we're going to dig into some answers. My name is Rialand Jones, aka the Fat Assassin, and this is the Healthy Mind, Healthy Body, Better Life podcast.
Woo, what up, y'all? Welcome to the podcast. Can I tell y'all something personal real quick? Don't get scared. It's not that personal. I have a knot in my shoulder blade right here. Oh my gosh. Hurts so bad. It's like under my shoulder blade. I can barely turn my head. Well, not barely, but it does hurt to turn my head to the left and look. Woo! Anyway. So, just left the gym. Did a little HIIT workout. Not a HIIT workout. Let me rephrase. I did HIIT cardio. Look, I only do 10 minutes because that's all I can handle. I will pass out, right? I'm out of shape. I'm out of cardiovascular shape, period. There's no shame in it. You know, I'm just not cardiovascularly in shape right now. But that's all right. That's why I'm doing HIIT. Number one, to burn more calories and a little something called afterburn, which we'll get into a different day. And get my heart back together in my lungs so I can do some of the other activities I want to get back into. Okay. But dominoes, when they fall, they fall. So people like, oh man, I'm still sweating and it's cold. Why do I hear music? Hold on. Oh, my headphone's still on. Alright, so when dominoes fall, it can be positive and negative. I think a lot of people focus on the negative part, like, oh, well, it's me, this thing happened bad, then this thing bad happened, then this bad thing, then this bad thing, and then this bad thing, and it all just happens at once. Now, my personal belief is that sometimes crappy stuff does happen, okay? Most of the time, it's a result of our own decisions. But there are occasions when it's someone else's fault completely, and it is what it is. There's nothing we can do about it because someone else was negligent or something like that. All right, but we're not going to talk about the negative part because I don't like to focus on that, okay? We acknowledge it, move forward, correct the problem, etc., etc. And we do our best to not let it happen again. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, side note, I do like the Audi Q5. Anyway, one just went by me. On the positive side, I'm still out of breath. But on the positive side, for people who feel stuck, if you feel stuck, like my best advice for getting unstuck, and this comes from just my own personal experience and talking to people, is to activate the positive domino effect. All right? I don't know if that's a real thing or if I just made it up, but for now, let's just go with it. The positive domino effect, to me, to help you get out of a rut, is to, number one, do something different than you normally do. And that something different should be positive. Okay? Whether it's talking to someone you wouldn't normally talk to, or going a place you wouldn't normally go to, reading something you wouldn't normally read, and kind of a spinoff from that is if you don't normally read, just to read. Okay? So all of that is doing something positive you don't normally do. And here's why I believe this starts the domino effect, the positive domino effect. It's because if you keep your eyes, ears, mind, and heart open, I think you will take a nugget from that experience that will knock over the next domino and lead to another experience, okay? Which will knock over the next domino, where you get a nugget from that experience, which knocks over the next domino and the next and the next and the next and the next, so forth and so on. Like, I believe that's how it will happen. And it may not, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying you'll do this and in 2 weeks you'll be this like totally different person, or you have a totally different perspective. Like, it's not gonna happen that fast, right? So it may take years, right? This is like, this takes practice. This is a habit you have to build, because it's gonna be uncomfortable. I'm gonna tell you that straight up. It's gonna be uncomfortable to do those things and to make time for those things. If you normally watch a crap ton of TV every day, I'm not saying don't watch TV at all, right? I get it. What I'm saying is, if you normally watch TV 3-4 hours a day, cut back 30 minutes and then do something else with that 30 minutes, right? Even if it's, I'm not saying like spend time on social media like just wasting time, because that's not really, I mean, it's a nice thing for entertainment, but it's not really super productive unless you're watching like something to kind of shift your perspective, like some educational, so to speak. So it's like personal development stuff. So that's what I'm saying with the positive domino, because my oldest son turned 13 the other day, and I was like, I have been a dad for 13 years. That, like, it doesn't even seem like it's been 13 years, okay? Like, he was born, you know, like a year and a half or something after I got out of the Air Force. It doesn't even seem like I've been out the Air Force for that long, right? I got out in 2004. I still say, yeah, I just got out. I mean, on it sometime, not all the time. But I'm like, wait a minute, I'm coming up on 14 years of being out there. I have friends still in that are retiring right now. Like, I have 3 or 4 friends that's going to retire this year. Like, it's crazy. And then I think about, like, how I used to be 13 years ago. Completely different person 13 years ago than I am right now. Now, is that to say there's not some, like, hints of that person still hanging out, you know, down inside me somewhere in my brain or whatever? Yes, there is, okay? But I feel like now I have a little bit more power over it and a little bit more control, because 13 years ago, if you knew me 13 years ago, not to say I wasn't like mean on purpose or malicious on purpose, but I was a little bit of an a-hole, okay? Some people would say I was a lot of it of a a-hole. You know, that's okay. But it's just totally different, like, just totally different. I mean, there's some stories I tell people, and they're like, what? Like, yeah. Like, I just had a really short fuse. You know, even when I was still active duty. Like, I was an electronics guy, but we still had to, like, get up on these big stands and stuff. And one time I just got so angry at this dude. I mean, this stand was probably 15 feet off the ground easily. And I had such a short fuse and such a temper. Like, I just snatched him up and, like, you know, dangled him over the edge of the thing a little bit. Like, that's totally, like, it would take so much for me to get to that point right now. You know, at this point in my life, it's ridiculous. So, I mean, big changes over 13, like, it's so crazy. 13 years that I've been a dad, you know what I mean? Which is cool. Which that probably played a part in it too, right? So that's just a little bit, you know, a little bit of my positive domino effect. And it started with, like, reading one one little simple book. It's called Who Moved My Cheese. I had to read it for a college class once. Read that book. It's old, but I think it's a quick read too. It's really short. But if you're looking for something to kind of give you that little push over the first domino, check it out. Who Moved My Cheese? By now they probably got an audio version of it, but then it was just it's like this thin. It's really thin. It's really short and a quick read. Even if you're a slow reader like me, you probably can read it in, I don't know, like an hour probably. So yeah, that's that positive domino effect. You know, do something. You know, if people get on your nerves, if people get on your nerves when they talk to you, like strangers, if they strike up a conversation, don't let it get on your nerves anymore, because some of the best conversations I have is just when strangers sometimes just start a conversation like the grocery line, or in the, you know, at some random aisle in the grocery store, or at some other store, at the gas station, Wawa, whatever. Like, it's so crazy. I think it just opens your mind up a little bit more just to some different stuff. And each one of those experiences, you know, leads to another positive experience. Anyway, I don't want to beat a dead horse about that, but that's the whole thing. Positive domino effect. Look for it. Get it started. Set up your dominoes. Knock over those positive dominoes. And that's that. I'm going to the house and eat something. All right, so guys, have a great day and all that. And I think that's all I got. Check out the website, rialandjones.com. It's a work in progress. Don't judge me. I'm not a tech website person, so, whatever. Don't judge me. But rialandjones.com is there. There's a blog on there, some merch, and stuff like that. You can get the audio version of my book, the book that this podcast is based off of, Healthy Mind, Healthy Body, Better Life. Audio versions on there. And that's about it for today, guys. So that's cool. All right, go out. Have a great day. Be freaking awesome. And we can make excuses, or we can make progress. The choice is ours. I vote progress. I'm Rialand Jones, a.k.a. the Fat Assassin. And I'm out.
If you want to follow me on social media, I'm on Instagram at Rialand Jones, Snapchat, handle Rialand Jones, also on Facebook at facebook.com/Rialand Jones. You can also catch me on my YouTube channel at youtube.com/Rialand Jones.